Hello VC and subscribers, this is Jeff here. It's been about a week since my last video. Things have been a little bit busy, but the whole week I've been thinking about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to show and talk about. So I figured I was going to break this video down into 4 sections. First I was going to show the recent finds, additions to my collections, both on vinyl and CD. I was going to do a feature or showcase of my Ozzy vinyl collection, and I was going to talk about the Blake sleeves that I finally got. I ordered those 2 weeks ago. They finally came in. And then quickly to finish off the video, I was going to talk about my CD storage that I had mentioned back in another video, and some of you were interested in seeing more detail on the boxes and how I go about storing the CDs. So I figure I don't want this to go on too long, so let's jump in and get to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show the, well actually the first thing I should do is talk about what's playing right now. This is Ghost, their debut album that came out in 2011. Huge Ghost fan. I'm really anticipating the new release that comes out in April. That one I'll be getting on vinyl. And for those of you who are not familiar with Ghost, I definitely recommend this band. Alright, so into the new vinyl finds, we've got a 10-inch, or a 12-inch rather, of Arcade Fire. It's a single of Sprawl 2 and Ready to Start. This actually came out on Record Store Day last year, 2012. Limited edition to 3,000 presses, I believe. I wanted this when it came out and I wasn't able to find it online. I wasn't willing to pay the shipping. Luckily this week in some of my favorite record stores, they had a new copy that had come in. So very, very happy about this. It's a really excellent pressing, pressed in New York. It's got a Sterling stamper in the dead wax and it sounds incredible. And it's interesting because it's 2 different mixes as a special for the Record Store Day that were not included anywhere else, and it's very different from the album version that was on the Suburbs. So very happy about this. Next up is I'm a big fan of this band, the Smashing Pumpkins. This is their new album. I finally was able to get this on vinyl. When it first came out here in Montreal, the stores were selling this. It was pretty expensive. It's a double vinyl, very, very thick vinyl, very heavy, 2 LPs. The sound is phenomenal. I waited because, like I said, the price was really, really high in some of the independent stores. Luckily, I was able to track this down at HMV and special ordered it, and they were the cheapest here in Montreal. So it saved me from having to buy it online and pay for crazy shipping. So very, very happy to find this, and it's a great album. Fantastic. Next up, I found this in the bins when I was checking some of the stores out on my lunch breaks this week. This is a band from the 80s, Wasp. I'm a huge fan of this band. I have yet to, well, I have all their stuff on CD, but in building up my vinyl collection, this was my first piece. Definitely still on the hunt for the debut album and The Last Command on vinyl. This is Inside the Electric Circus. It's still a very, very, very good album, but my favorite are the first 2. But this is still good nonetheless, and it's in excellent condition, and there's some good tracks on here. Okay, it was a pretty slow vinyl week. There wasn't that many things that caught my eye, so there were some CDs I picked up. Thought I'd get into that. These are a set. This is CD reissues of Ronnie James Dio, the Gold Edition Audio Fidelity, Gold Compact Disc reissues of Last in Line and Holy Diver. As you can see there, it's a gold CD. These sound incredible. I have the standard issue on Warner on CD, and they're good, but these really boost the drums, the bass, and the vocals. Sounds much cleaner and much better. That's Last in Line. This is Holy Diver. These are numbered. This one's 1261 and 2705. I think there was something like 3,000 pressed, something like that. It's the cover of Holy Diver, the back, and of course the gold CD. Very, very good. These are two of my favorite albums. Love Ronnie James Dio, so it's nice to get them on a more of a cleaned up sound. This is a box set I ordered that had come in from Amazon. This is, I believe, a Europe-only release. It basically compiles the first 6 albums, or 6 of the most classic Motorhead albums, in these kind of mini LP type sleeve deals. The sound is actually really, really good, and I like the fact that there's no bonus stuff on these. It's just, you know, no fancy frills or additions to it. It's just the albums as they were released with the original songs and original artwork, nothing fancy, and I really like it. And they fit in this nice little box. So let's see, we've got Overkill, Bomber, Ace of Spades, Iron Fist, Another Perfect Day, which is actually one of my favorites, and No Sleep Till Hammersmith. All in all, this was under $30 with shipping, and really essential because I didn't have that many Motorhead albums. So very, very happy to have this. Alright, the last new edition that came in is Rush. Now this is Sector 1 box set on CD. These are actually really well done. Comes with a nice thick booklet talking about the first 5 albums that came out. Let's see, I'll show you this quickly. There's the first album on CD, Fly By Night, Caress of Steel, which is one of my favorites, love it, 2112, and All the World's Stage. For those of you who saw my vinyl scores last week, this is actually something I picked up on vinyl, and I just finished listening to it this morning, and it sounds amazing. The CD sounds amazing as well. I have to say that these sector boxes were very well done, and again, the mini LP type sleeves. So it was nice because I never owned these albums on CD, so they're nice. It was really, really nice to get. All right, so that's what I picked up or came in by mail this week. Now I'd like to go into what I like to do with the videos going forward is kind of break down showing what I've bought and what I've added to my collection, but I'd also like to showcase artists for things I've picked up over the last year. So today it's going to be Ozzy Osbourne. I'm a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan, and I have everything of his on CD. Same thing with Black Sabbath, bootlegs, rare stuff, imports. But this so far is what I've accumulated on vinyl. So we're going to start at the beginning, which is this box set that came out, I'd say, in the last 2 years. And it's a re-release of the first 2 albums, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. And it includes a book, poster, and a DVD documentary on Randy Rhoads. Hence the kind of polka dot imaging on the side of the box. This is a really, really cool box set. Comes with poster and a really nice hardcover book. Very, very well done. Black, just show you quickly, and filled with amazing pictures of Ozzy and Randy and their time together before his passing. And that's basically the kind of inlay that came out on the back of the box when it was shipped to me, and I just kind of took it off and stuck it in there. I believe it also comes with the cross, which I haven't really took out, but you could see it in there in the back. So that's kind of cool. It's a cool little collectible. So that's the box set, and these are the albums that came in the box set. So we've got Blizzard of Oz with the UK version of the logo, and what I really like about this is, for those of you who have seen the US and the Canadian pressings of this album, the back of this album had a live shot of the band, and the original UK press had this shot here. So I was very, very happy when I pulled this out of the box set to see that this was the photo included. So that was Blizzard of Oz. This is Diary of a Madman. This is the second album that was included in the box. And these are gatefolds, so when you open them up, they actually included the CD versions as well. So Blizzard of Oz had the version on CD, this as well, and then the Ozzy Live CD that was included as a bonus. So it's unreleased concert from '81, I think, of a show with Randy Rhoads, which is very, very, very good. I mean, Tribute's my favorite, but I have to say it's very, very well done, and it's cool to hear unreleased live Randy and Ozzy stuff. Diary of a Madman. This is an EP. This is the Mr. Crawley live EP. This is a Canadian pressing, and it just has Mr. Crawley, You Said It All, and a live version of Suicide Solution. Really, really, really happy to have that. It's in great condition, sounds awesome. This is another pressing. This is just the straight original Canadian first press of Diary of a Madman. I saw this in the bins. It was $6 and it was in flawless condition, so I picked it up. And to be honest, I actually prefer the sound of the original pressing. I mean, the box set sounds amazing, but I prefer the sound of the original pressings. This I was very, very happy to find here in a Montreal store, Beatnik Records. It's this came out. This was on another release that came out Record Store Day 2012, a limited edition Ozzy Live. Basically, they took the CD that was included in the box set and pressed it on 2 heavy 180-gram vinyl, so it's a nice gatefold, and it's numbered. This is number 2133. There, and it's, you know, pretty much the tribute set, but from an alternate source. So it's another concert altogether. This is an amazing live recording, and some of the songs are familiar. Flying High Again, and a couple of others that sound like they come from the tapes from the Montreal show at the Saint Denis Theatre, 1981. So that's limited. Very happy to have that. Now this is a beautiful pressing of Tribute. Tribute's probably one of my favorite live albums. I absolutely love this record, and it's a beautiful pressing, double gatefold or double LP gatefold. Very, very nice. This is another all-time favorite live album of mine, Speak of the Devil. This is another really nice pressing. It's a promo press, so it's a first press. The gold stamp, I believe, was intended for record store, radio stations. Double LP gatefold. Very, very, very nice pressing. This is Bark at the Moon. So this is the first album that Ozzy did without Randy. Jake Lee is now featured on guitar, and this is one of my faves. This is a fantastic, fantastic record. Really like Bark at the Moon. This I featured in the Three Grails video for James. This is a Japanese press, well, and a Japanese only release, really, of The Other Side of Ozzy Osbourne, just a collection of live tracks and B-sides that came out after Bark at the Moon. And this is a really stellar condition record. Really happy to bought that directly from a Japanese seller on eBay. Now, this is an album that either you like or you don't like. I happen to love The Ultimate Sin, the last album that he did with Jake Lee on guitar. Happen to love the production of it, and this is a great copy. I've had this on CD since the day it came out. Never had it on vinyl, and I found it 2 months ago going through the bins at one of my the record stores near work during a lunch break. Fantastic record. And last is something that I actually ordered on eBay. With my records, I like to mix it up a bit. I don't like to buy everything locally, or meaning finding Canadian or even US presses. I like to get presses from all over the world, so whether it's, you know, Japan, the UK, Europe, Australia. This one is a first press UK edition of the album. Straight from the UK, bought it on eBay from a UK seller, and it's mint. I don't even think it was ever played. I mean, it's... To me, it doesn't sound as good as The Ultimate Sin on vinyl. This is very odd production to begin with. The CD doesn't sound that great either, but it's cool to have. It's got the original insert and everything, and inner sleeve. So I was very, very happy to find this, and it's nice that it's a UK press as well. So that's the Ozzy vinyl so far. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the Blake sleeves. Now, I had been ordering a lot of my sleeves from Clear City Been very, very, very happy with the inner and outer sleeves provided by Clear City. I believe their website is clearcityusa.com. But being on YouTube and seeing other people's collections, I kept hearing about clearbags.com and their Blake sleeves. So I thought I would give it a try and placed an order for 100, pack of 100, and they finally came in this week. And I have to say that I absolutely love them. I mean, I had never ordered them before. I know there's been some comments online from a couple of VC members that have had various versions of these sleeves, and supposedly the quality has kind of decreased a bit. I wouldn't know any better because I never had them before, but I have to say they were a huge upgrade compared to my other sleeves that I just got at a local record shop here. Problem with these is that they look good when you first buy them, but when you start pulling the vinyl out, they get cloudy and kind of stretched. And when you stand back and look at your record collection, they don't look as nice. So these new Blake sleeves were a huge, huge upgrade, and they really make the vinyl collection pop, and they doesn't appear like they would get cloudy. Now, the only thing that I did notice that I didn't really like, but this is just something very small, but you know, I am someone who pays attention to detail and can kind of get a little nitpicky, is when they first started taking them out of the bags individually to package my collection one by one, there was a lot of this like plastic stuff in the seams. This one's small, but there were some bigger ones that I guess just didn't burn off or sear off when they were, you know, manufacturing these. So I don't know if that is kind of a little example of maybe the cut in quality. One of the VC members had mentioned that they suspected they're being manufactured in a different place. But other than that, they're great. I mean, it's a really nice fit. There's no bulkiness at all. The other little thing that I could maybe see being a problem down the line is the adhesive strip. Really, really easy to use to get. It doesn't stick or get in the way because the adhesive strip is on the back as opposed to on the flap. But already, just a couple of albums that I played this week and opening them up a couple of times, the adhesive strip seems to be wearing down a bit. So I don't know how long that strip will last. I had also heard another member say that eventually the flaps don't stick at all and they just kind of stand up. I hope that's not the case, but I will be keeping an eye out for that, because if that does happen, then I will not order from Clear Bags anymore. I know that Sleeve City does their own version of a sealed outer sleeve, and I might just go ahead and try theirs. I do have one Sleeve City, nice thick sleeve that was actually on the Ozzy Live. This is a very nice outer sleeve. It's very, very thick, nice gloss to it, doesn't appear like it would cloud over, and it's really, really thick, so it would help protect the record, but there's no flap. And I really prefer sleeves that close over, just to ensure that dust doesn't get in, stuff like that. So the last portion of the video that I wanted to kind of focus on is CD storage. I have more CDs than I do vinyls. Eventually my vinyl collection will increase. But CD storage was becoming a problem because, you know, I think in all I've got over 2,000 CDs and I was running out of space. So what I wanted to do was figure out a way of being able to get them all in one spot without taking up too much room. And looking at various shelves in the stores, one day I came across, just show this, came across these leather boxes. Well, I don't think they're real leather, but they're kind of like these fake synthetic leather catalog boxes. And each box can hold about 150 CDs. I think I have about 125 in here because of some doubles, and I wanted there to be some wiggle room in here. I didn't want it to be too tight. And what it is that it's this box, and inside are catalog of all CDs. Each box is like a genre, and they're grouped by artist. So for instance, I've got these cue cards. Rather than just flipping through and trying to recognize the CD cover to see who it is. You just have to open the lid. I keep these right on top, and this basically shows the artist and the number. So like for instance, if I wanted to listen to Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger, I know that it's 21, and then I just have to go to 21 and pull out Soundgarden's Bad Motorfinger. I love these because I'm not a fan of jewel boxes. When you first buy them, they're clear and clean, but over time, with moving them on the shelf, pulling them in and out of their spot on a shelf, rubbing up against other jewel boxes, they start to get really cloudy and they can break and crack, and I really don't like it. So this to me was the perfect alternative because it allows me to seal the collection. So no dust gets in, you know, any smells like cooking smells or anything like that. Nothing gets in, no sunlight or anything, and you just keep the essentials, right? So I kept the major pocket book sleeve that comes with the CD, and then the CD itself fits here. Double CDs have the second one here, and I slip the first one right behind the pocket booklet that comes with the CD. So this is a great alternative. I have 10 of these boxes. And then throughout the house, I have CDs that I haven't had a chance to box yet. I actually need to go out and buy more of these and eventually get them all in there. There's some that you obviously can't. I mean, just pulling out one as an example. This is the deluxe edition of Black Sabbath's Born Again. It comes in a digipack, double digipack, so you can't really, the box doesn't work for things like this. So what I try to do is get the double CDs and the single jewel cases into these boxes, and then the rest of the room on the shelves could be left to display something that's actually nice, because people come over and just like pick this off the shelf, and it's way nicer to look at than just a simple jewel case. So eventually that's the plan, is to get them all boxed up and put away. So that's pretty much the video that I wanted to make this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've seen that my subscriptions have gone up. That really makes me happy. I'd like to thank all of you that have taken the time to watch my videos and actually subscribe. One thing I do promise is, and this is probably why I won't make videos as frequent as I was when I started out, is because I actually want to, when I do have free time, I actually like to check out your videos as well and subscribe to the people that are, you know, just talking about exciting things, and I hope that you can at least get that from my videos. I know that time is precious, and I certainly don't want to just be babbling on about nothing. I like it when I go on YouTube and I find people talking about interesting things like storage and, you know, inner and outer sleeves or box sets, stuff like that. So I hope that in watching my videos you're learning something, and I'm showing something that you might have thought of, like, wow, what outer sleeve should I buy, or what inner sleeve should I buy? You know, you can find some answers. I know that a few of your videos, fellow VC members, have helped me out in that department, hence the purchase of the clear bags. So that's it. So thanks again for everyone who's subscribed and takes the time to watch my videos. Feel free to make any comments or contact me if you have any questions regarding the items that I showed today or things I discussed and talked about. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll probably follow up with a video next week, and we'll just go through the same thing, showcase some of my collection, show the new stuff, and maybe I'll talk about some inner sleeves, because I've actually got some really nice inner sleeves, really happy with. I just placed another order yesterday, so maybe we'll show you guys those, and for those of you that are looking for inner sleeves, you might want to check in and find out and get some more information on those. So enjoy your day, guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.